I hope my screen is visible. Hello.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So I would like to. I am going to present about the log analysis for this uh, Null Ahmedabad chapter, and so today we will look into the introduction of log analysis. How does it work, and especially why does it require? Why should we care about log analysis? And then use cases. Then in what are the terms? What are the scenarios that where the log analysis comes into the picture? Okay, and then we will show the demo as well, and we will also see the tools we can use, but not the demonstrations for those tools. And at the end, we will also see the log monitoring versus the log analysis. What are the difference between these two? Okay, so let's start without wasting the time. Okay, so what is log analysis? Uh, just a minute. Yeah. Oops. So log analysis is something like that. Everyone knows that log files are records that kept by the system and server that for the particular events. Like and in terms, especially if we discuss about the web applications and web servers, then it's a detailed record file uh, which can be kept by server who accesses your website and what resources are accessed. And this could be a person or a bot, such as you can say Google bot, and sometimes the lots of scanners are using their signature in the user agent field, like Acunetics, SQL Map, WP Scan, and there are many. Then these files usually contains the information such as client that is accessing the information, like IP address, the timestamp details, user agent, and other details regarding the request. And almost each and every hosting solutions automatically keep the log files for a certain period of time. And obviously, needless to say that uh, these are available only to the webmaster or owner of that particular domain. Okay, and we have who are the beginner in the and watching this video may understand that they are going through these cycles right now. First of all, recognitions, which consists of information gathering process, then scanning, like port scanning, vulnerability analysis, and after that, identifying the vulnerability they use to exploit the services, which comes part into the gaining access, and after that, maintaining access. And the most important part is clearing tracks, because this is the part that where the culprits get caught, and they can be arrested. So sometimes in excitement, lots of people forgets this last part. So we usually take the advantage of of these mistakes only, and go for the log analysis, because many giant companies like Amazon, Flipkart, lots of data and numerous data breaches are happened uh, in, in, in the many sectors nowadays. So due to that, this log analysis comes into the picture, but they also use the side by side log monitoring as well. But sometimes that also gets failed to identify the real root cause of the data breach. Okay, so the main reason for understanding the log files that lies in the information that they contain, like as earlier mentioned, that IP address and user agent details and all those things that are stored in the log files, that is simply not available via any other means. And this data has many valuable applications for various purposes, like to meet the compliance and regulations of audits, because log monitoring uh, and logging details are also important to meet with this comply. Then to understand the response to data breaches and other security incidents, and sometimes it's also used to to troubleshoot the uh, issues that why this error is being happened and all those things. And it also used to be understand the behavior of users, and as well as conducting forensics in the event of an investigation that comes under the system logs. But for this session, we will take the example of Apache log analysis. Okay, so let's get into the demo. Mm, share screen and desktop. So usually what happens, mm, these are the log files, for example, which we have. So that contains of the millions of lines of log data. For example, if I would check the number of lines for these available files, so this must contains approximately 1.25 millions of lines of logs. Okay, and for example, if I would check for the any of these, like let's take the example of access.log.2, and this much contains 8 lakhs line of logs. So the logs usually looks like this. I hope that my screen is visible.
Yes, we can see that.
Okay, so these are the this is the log files, and if we clearly see these, we can see here that the IP address of the client.
Wait a minute, Ravi, wait a minute. I think it's stuck.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's there now.
Okay. So as we can see here at the line number of 138, it is containing the IP address and the timestamp, and as well as time zone. So this shows the plus 530. So this is the Indian standard time zone. So I can say that someone from India has visited this. I visited my web server, web application on this date, on this time, with this time zone. Then which method was used? So definitely there was a get method, and which URI was used. So this was the location that was accessed, and HTTP 1.1 that must be gone on to the response, and this is the status code. I mean HTTP response code, which client has observed while visiting the web application, and this is again the content length of the response. Then again, this is something like mm, if I go into the detail, then this is user agent details, and this must be the, if I'm not wrong, target URL of the application. I mean, sorry, target, yes, target URL and domain, and this is the user agent details. So that this can also be useful to understand that whether it was a browser or any other tools was used. Okay, so let me get exit. So now, if when I have a access.log.2 file, so let me get into this detail. So as it was mentioned, the first part was IP address. So let me get the details of IP address. Print $1, that is for the IP address, and I would like to get all the log files. Then we'll sort it accordingly. Oops, spelling mistake. And we'll also check the unique count of that data, and we'll also like to again sort it as per the number of visibilities and with the numerical details that how many times that particular IP address has visited my web applications. So let's wait for the result. Oh, so we can see here that someone has visited our website for 8 lakhs time. Then another person is 30,000 times. Another person, one more person, there is for 30,000 times. And the process goes so on. So clearly we can doubt on this particular user that why does he need to visit my website for this much of time. Okay, so let's get into that. That what was he doing for this much of time? I would like to grab. mm, Let me check if for any misspellings. Yes, 10.80.18.1, and I would like to convert this result to suspect underscore 1. Okay, so now again, mm, let me turn on the line numbers. So yes, now I can see here that what he was doing with my web applications, and here I can see that at this point he has tried to perform the SQL injection, and as well as he has uh, tried to inject some malicious JavaScripts, and he has name the name has been used here, Manmit, and so on. We can identify from the log files that what was he doing uh, with my website. So again, I can check here that he has performed something else here that seems to be like malicious JavaScript events. And there is only one, I can say that cons of log analysis, like manually, that it doesn't detect the post request, attacks. Again, there is some uh, kind of SQL injection is being happened here. I mean, carried out here. Okay, so I can say that this was the first suspect. And let me check with the second suspect, 13.1 and dot 15. And again, oops. Something has wrong while generating the output. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so again, what Linux utilities we can use here, that is awk, cat, grep, and all those things. Then some people also use the Excel file and CSV files to analyze the log files. And these are the sample steps which I have performed earlier. And as I have earlier mentioned, that part 1 includes the client's IP address, part 4 to 5 denotes the timestamps, and so on. Okay. So these are the tools that can be used for log analysis part, which includes Greylog, Nagios, Elasticstack, Logalize, and Fluentd. And I'll leave it completely up to you that how do you guys use these tools. And last but not the least, the log monitoring versus log analysis, the difference. So log monitoring is completely like that, some sort of SIM tools has been implemented on the server side, and that includes all, that monitors keep monitoring all the logs and events that what is happening, what the client is visiting, and is like as soon as any attacks happened, it pop-ups alert and will directly report it to the server admin or concerned team members. And it's completely quite like known as a threat hunting and security incident event management. And log analysis, it's completely performed by the developers or the IT professionals manually as a part of incident response team. And yes, some people also use to on the weekly basis to understand the user's behavior and to check that if any malicious activities was carried out or not. So quick recap that what we have gone through in this session. And so any questions?
Yeah, let's wait for 2 minutes or so. If there are any questions in the chats, I'll read it out to you.
Sure, no worries. Even I'm also online, so I can monitor the questions.
Okay, in that case, we can move forward. And if there are any questions, you can just answer them in YouTube chat.
Oh, sure. Thank you everyone.
Thank you.